Okay. Okay, so I guess we're ready whenever. I'm just gonna let them know.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
And I got the audio up now on the stream, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I just noticed. Okay, so welcome, ladies and gentlemen, if there are any ladies out there, to, I believe, week 6. I believe the final game of... Yeah, final game of week 6 for Prophecy Cup Season 4, I believe.
Season 5.
Season 5. Sorry, it's been a while since I've casted. My bad. But yeah, Season 5. We have Desolate versus Spellichat. Spellichat sitting pretty at the top of the bracket. Haven't been taken down yet. Now, is that due to a few forfeits? Maybe. But undefeated is undefeated. Whereas their opponents, Desolate, things ain't looking that hot. Sitting at 2-3, hoping to get to that 0.5, that 50% winning this match here tonight. I am the True Light, casting alongside Escapist for now, as we wait to start up Champ Select.
Yep, that's right. And Desolate recently got a little bit of a roster change. They switched out Sindillion for Reinhard von Musel, and in support, they've also gotten Afro the Giant. So we'll see how they do tonight.
Anything you expect to see with, I don't know, like, you see some LCS, I think I must have seen 4 or 5 Heimerdinger Fiddlesticks bot lanes. And as I understand, it's a powerful bot lane. Don't want to meme too hard, but NA doesn't seem to be that strong at it at the pro level. But, I mean, I guess that's just a commentary on the meta, isn't it? Seem to be able to play just about anything.
Yeah, I actually didn't watch too much NALCS today, but I don't know. I think Heimerdinger is generally really strong, and because he can just push the lane in so hard, and he's virtually ungankable. And there's not really too many answers to him in the early game. And if they get ahead, if the team with Heimerdinger gets ahead, then it's really hard to contest Baron and Dragon, stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see it. It's super annoying to play against, but it's also like not a standard AD carry comp, so teams will get outscaled if they don't use it correctly.
Okay, so looks like teams are about to be ready.
And I think what I'd like to see out of Desolate, given their struggles in games where they like to play funnel comps, they like to play non-standard comps, I think I'd like to see them move back towards more standard like decisions, more standard marksman. That seems to be where they actually have their strengths, even though the other kind of off or sort of mage bot lanes seem to be what they like to do in scrims. I don't necessarily think that they have as much success in it during the real games.
Maybe a bit of pressure playing in those actual matches. Although, I mean, I think that if they're able to practice with it well, it's just a question of piloting and being able to shake off that pressure. So maybe they want to make a statement, and there wouldn't be much bigger of a statement than to win with that setup against Spellichat here.
Yeah, that's certainly true. It would make other teams respect their non-standard comps a lot more.
So LeBlanc taking off first ban. Like after that, after she got reverted to her pre-change state, just the danger of that one shot being so prevalent again. Uh, so Desolate takes off LeBlanc. In response, you see the Zaya ban from Spellchat. Zaya just being or not necessarily right now, but can be a very potent AD carry. But I think that's kind of interesting because you mentioned that Desolate has been practicing non-traditional bot lanes, and the first ban you see from Spellchat is actually an AD carry.
Yeah, and that's also a champion that can be used in a funnel comp. Um, so we're not really sure why they've elected to
You're right.
take that. It's also a champion I believe that Asterisk has shown he's very strong on, so I am a little bit surprised about it, but it might be directed at a funnel comp to deny it away from Overrate or perhaps Reinhard.
Well, with that being said, Kaisa is also off the table. Gangplank 2, both of them being banned from Desolate. Um, Gangplank just strong into tank matchups, although I think Mundo is a pretty fine pick into a Gangplank at this point. And that might just be my goal talking there. But Mundo just seems to do well as a baseline overall. Now with Aatrox off the table, Desolate looking for their first pick. Looks like they want the Graves.
And Graves is a bit
And
of a twofold pick. It's going to deny it away from Gasp. They, as you can see, didn't spend any bans on the jungle pick, so they really needed to take that Graves first pick to deny it away.
and there's the Mundo pick. Gangplank off the table, Aatrox off the table, Mundo just being that high tier top lane pick. It's available.
Yeah,
Talon also picked up.
it looks like we're going to get a Talon, potentially a Smite Talon in the mid lane, which is a very good pick into any high scaling compositions that struggle in the early game because Talon can counter jungle so well.
Mm-hmm. That'll be Darius locked in for Desolate. That's actually a good matchup on Desolate's side. Darius being one of the champions that can bully out Mundo. The hemorrhage, the passive, just cutting through what Mundo has in terms of healing, and also Mundo like not benefiting from taking extended trades versus Darius.
Yeah, that's true. I like that coming out of Desolate. See if
Ooh,
they can pull it off. It is a very
Pike.
immobile champion, so it might be susceptible to ganks. But other than that, Darius is very strong against Mundo.
So with Werepack having smite here, it does look like Spellchat do want to go for that double smite, as you said, have Talon take it, have their jungler have it, obviously. I think it's pretty interesting that you see the Pike pick also on the side of Desolate, because what I'd start to get worried about if I were them is that you've shown three champions. Um, all three of them are AD. So if you picked a traditional AD carry, like Kaisa's already off the table, so the only and Ezreal's off the table. So now the Rageblade AD or like the only Rageblade DPS that's up. And I'm not saying Ezreal's a Rageblade DPS, but the Rageblade DPS that's remaining is Varus, who's a bit immobile. Talon can definitely get onto him. Kindred can definitely stop a lot of Varus damage output if she uses Lamb's Respite properly. Look at all these AD bans. Like 5 overall between the two teams.
And yeah, I'm not too surprised to see so many AD bans coming out from Spell Chat because they do want to deny away picks from the Rhino, given that they haven't taken a AD carry yet. But at the same time, they're putting themselves in a difficult position because they as well haven't picked a marksman yet.
And now Tristana taking off the table, that bringing that total AD ban up to 6, which is quite substantial. But as you said, there's the Swain lock. That's That looks like a bottom lane Swain, right? I don't think there's
Yep.
anywhere else it would go. And there's the Varus pick, like I mentioned. The only magic damage DPS that's up.
Yep, it's definitely
Mm,
going to be a Swain pick here for the Asterisk.
Blitzcrank? That make it a pike mid? No, okay. Okay, I was going to say. That's pretty insane. Like, Orianna kind of lacking in terms of ball delivery on anyone but Pike here if it is locked in. Pike also not necessarily the greatest. Like, definitely if you get Lance's stun on one person, that's an assured Orianna ball or command shockwave. But ooh, Braum. Hmm. So the composition on here for both teams, gotta say, I think I might like Spell Chats a bit more.
Yeah, we're gonna
But
see tons of damage coming out from Spell Chat. Very like reliable damage because you have so many different sources from Mundo all the way down to Swain. They have nice utility coming out from Braum as well, and Kindred should be able to proc the passive stacks on Braum's concussive blows. So I like that a lot. There's a lot of synergy there and a lot of inherent ideas going on.
so you can see that Desolate's going for that triple TP comp. Uh, I mean, Varus having TP to match Swain's TP. Obviously, Swain TPing into a fight is a lot scarier than Varus TPing into a fight, but as far as laning is concerned, I think he might need it, given that Swain might just try to shove the lane into him, push it into the tower.
True, true.
So I think the other thing to note, I think, is because you mentioned me taking smite here. Orianna doesn't. So this is 2 smites to none, or to 1 rather. Um, so like you mentioned, I expect Talon to look for those counter jungle, or for that counter jungling for this scuttle crab in the river, for instance. Really try to choke the Graves out a little bit, stop him from getting going so hard. Orianna taking the barrier, I think, is perfectly acceptable into a Talon matchup. It's just that, I bet you seeing that the Talon has Smite while they're in loading screen right now, I'd be a little bit worried as Desolate. Because Graves is not exactly someone, like, Graves isn't going to have someone walking next to him the entire time. So, if he does get counter jungle, there's the possibility of, am I just worrying about the Talon, or am I worrying about Talon and Kindred?
Yeah, that's true. It'll be a lot on the Graves to make sure that he can assist his mid laner in shoving out the mid lane so that Talon doesn't get the free roams off that you expect him to do with the smite and with the rake wave clear, which is very potent. It puts a lot of pressure on a mana heavy champion like Orianna, who needs a lot of mana to push the wave and will likely lack that in the early game. You also, something that we should bring up is the Pike champion pick, which when Taziel was on Desolate, I think you saw a little bit of an inconsistency when he was put on mechanically intensive champions such as Thresh. And Pike is also a very, I would say, mechanically intensive champion. It requires a lot of decision making about whether you need to go in or go for the back line or disengage, because he is a very squishy champion. He's going to have problems against the Swain going into the late game, but he does have a lot of damage potential with his ultimate. And so it'll be interesting to see if Afro the Giant can play these sort of more mechanically intensive champions with Desolate, which was such a difficult job that Taziel had when he was on the team.
Yeah, I mean, on top of that, I would actually say you mentioned about having a decision whether to look for the backline. The comp that Spellichat has put together here isn't exactly a composition with a backline. Dr. Mundo, Kindred, Talon, Swain, Braum. All of these people want to be up in your face. None of them are going to be sitting back. Swain, popping that demonic ascension into the soul flare, but just getting the ultimate off initially will give him more health, which makes it a little bit more difficult for Pyke to get his ultimate off. I think it's a pretty dangerous composition for Pyke, especially considering that you're probably going to be seeing a fair amount of armor items being built on their team. Varus and Orianna obviously still being magic damage threats, but when you have a Darius and the Graves, then that's just going to mandate armor on its own.
Yeah, that's certainly true. And he's going to have to really dance between the line of being in the front line and staying away from Swain and Braum, who pose a huge threat to him in terms of CC and damage for sure.
Yeah, Braum has Guardian here. Pretty normal. I don't see anything out of the ordinary in terms of masteries. Or runes, sorry. As we get into the game here. I think the Swain Braum synergy can be pretty substantial. You might think that, oh, well, Swain doesn't auto attack a whole lot, but he can weave autos in between his abilities, and not just that. If he lands a never move, that pretty much assures Braum can get a stun off. As it looks like Spell Chest going for the 5-man invade into the blue buff, or into the red buff of Desolate. Desolate just seems to scatter, and they place the ward down and get up. Ooh, Manga taking a bit of damage from the Airy proc as well as the movement command of Orianna.
Yeah, and essentially you see what you see coming out of Spell Chat is they want to get vision over the enemy camp, see if Talon can potentially take a Raptor camp before going into mid lane for the quick level 2. And it looks like actually Overrate has snuck in behind enemy defenses. He's going to try to surprise Werpak here. Werpak's going to face check. He doesn't know.
No, he's gone. Look at that. Forced to burn flash already. The blood stacks, or the bleed stacks taking down. He's going to be safe, but burning flash that early, having smite, pretty much means that Talon's summonerless.
Yeah, really great setup there from Desolate to sort of take advantage of that lack of foresight there. And
Pyke finds the hook, getting the concussive blow stacks on him, burns the ignite. Astro's force of flash out, but the ignite takes him down. Really good first blood from Desolate there.
Huge advantage now coming out from Desolate. Very surprising.
I mean, I think that's just abusing the fact that you have the AP bot lane, right? Mage is not necessarily super strong at level 1, whereas AD carries, or not to say AD, but DPS with the Pyke hook can definitely get going. Now here in the top lane, you see Blazonhawk taken incredibly low by Mango Ray. Mango gets that solo kill really easily. Just autos him down.
And Blazonhawk actually critically didn't take the Q for level 1 because he wanted the W for the invade.
Yeah, he wanted the crippling strike or whatever.
And yeah, that costs him a death.
And now Gasp's forced to flash out here. End of the line. And the land, no, it doesn't land, but Overrate still gets the kill anyway. After now Mango Ray flashes out, Blazonhawk flashes forward, gets the crippling strike, or no, it's not crippling strike. It's gosh. Oh, it is crippling strike. Ha!
Yeah.
I knew it. Now here in the bot lane, Afro gets almost gets stunned as he looks for the as he looks for the hook onto the bottom lane. But with the level 2 coming in for Swain here, he probably has the Never move. A little bit more dangerous for Afro to go for a play like that. That's why you see him in the brush there, because Pyke's hook is so, well, telegraphed.
Yeah, definitely impressive stuff coming out from the bot
Never
lane
move,
here.
lands onto Afro. Looking to pop the concussive blow stacks, but D3L just jumps back before the stacks pop. Now here in top lane, Overrate ganking for Blazing Hot. Looks like Mango doesn't have anywhere to go. I don't think he can get out. He's looking for a return kill onto Blazing Hot, but Blazing Hot picks it up as he pops his passive, gets the full burst of AD here. Now in mid lane, a little more action. Orianna forced to burn both summoners. Don't think she needed to pop the barrier to stay alive. You know Kindred and Talon don't have flash in that situation. They can't follow you.
And critically, we also saw Gasp taken down to about 200 HP. That means he's going to have to jungle his bot side here. I would have liked
Never
to see
move,
him
lands onto Rhino. Concussive blow stacks taken down. He's going to get killed by the Ignite. There it is. Now Afro trying to run away. Looks like he's waiting for the movement. Gets popped, or the stun gets popped. And looks like he's going to get out. He might try. No, there's no way that he would look for a kill onto Ashrus in this situation.
Yeah, a bit of an overstep by Rhino, but he's going to be able to teleport back right in the lane here, get some XP back.
There's the hook. Goes, well, it doesn't go wide. It's on target. It goes short. A lot of action here. 5 minutes in, 5 kills.
Yeah, a lot of flashes being blown. Very vulnerable ganks, or lanes to gank, excuse me.
Blazing Hot going in on Mango Ray. Mango, I think you're going a little too hard here, buddy. But he has his jungler Gasp here for the assist. Gosh, Blazing Hot pops all the stacks, gets a lot of bleed going, but there's no kill coming through for him. He's playing a little aggressively, but so is Mango.
Yeah, and it's the same story that we've seen from Blazing Hot, disrespecting the fact that he does not have flash and didn't have vision of the Kindred as well.
Yeah, as you can see, Mango actually has the bush there control ward. So he knew that Gasp could come up to help him. And even though he almost loses that 1v1, turning it into a 2v1 is all the difference.
At the same time, I think it is a little bit of a drop ball, though, on Overrate, because he should have been able to get some vision on top side, but Overrate's going to actually wipe out
looking for the
here.
kill, finds Werepack. Wow.
Still, I would like to see Overrate get some vision control over his top side. He did visit top side to gank the Mundo and kill him, but he didn't get any vision for it. He just sort of walked away and started doing camps.
That's true, but with this kill onto Talon here, like, let me take a look. Yeah, you look at this Talon, he's so far behind. Having to burn flash at level 1, now he dies once. Look at the CS difference.
Yeah, that's certainly
This
true.
is pretty substantial for the Orianna. It's just going to have a huge gold lead based on CS alone. And Talon doesn't have TP. He has to walk back to lane, lose his minions at the tower. Ooh, now Afro coming in here looking for the stun. He looks for the pull. Talon flashes away. And all's good. But once again, Werepack's just burning his flash. Jumps over the wall towards his friend, Jungle Gasp. Forced to pop the ultimate, but gets pulled back in anyway. There's the Ignite ticking down on him as he tries to run away. Jumps over the wall, but dies to Overrate.
It's just a case of Werepack not being accustomed to being so far behind. His jungler as well, having sacrificed his flash early, has put him behind, and it's just not a situation that they're accustomed to.
Apparently Werepack had some sort of bug, but I didn't see anything go wrong there. Did you?
I didn't see anything. If it was a bug, then it was on his screen and not mine. But it
Yeah,
looked like
it must have
actually,
just appeared
you know what
visual
I
bug.
think what happened was he tried to jump over a wall that he wasn't able to, essentially.
Oh, you mean maybe when he ulted?
No. He tried to jump over the wall and it just held him in place, essentially.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a bug
Well,
that's been known, and it's also a bug that you should be aware of.
Well, here in the bottom lane, a little more action going on. This Overrate's taken down. Varus pops his ulti, tries to get the chains, or tries to get, yeah, chains down. Rhino looking for a kill onto Astrus. Afro unable to secure it. Double kill for the Braum though, not the target you want the gold going onto. But this is really good for Spell Chat. They just got...
Yeah, great fight there for Spell Chat.
3 for 1?
Yep. Actually, I think it was 3 for nothing. I don't think they...
Oh, was it? I thought Kindred died. She just respawned.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, anyway, yeah, that's a great fight to take for them because they're fighting around the lane that's got the lead right now with the Swain. Hitting level 6 is one of his best power spikes.
Mm-hmm. Werepack clearing out the control ward in mid lane. And we can just really quickly take a look at the difference. Off that, Werepack's only 100 gold behind now. Good for him. And top lane, yeah, just these small differences in gold here that equal a 200 gold lead for Spell Chat. But now you see some action here in the river as Overrate's getting taken down by Werepack and the top laner Mango. As someone ran away, I believe. I think it was Oriana. Yeah, as you can see, Reinhardt incredibly low, practically 0 health. Now in top lane, Blazing Hot takes a cleaver to the face, but it looks like he wants to fight anyway. He can land it. Nope. I was gonna say if he can land the Q there, probably. No, maybe not. If
Kindred walking up here, gonna stop it back.
Gasp. Yeah, staggers the back. Although, doesn't get much. Yeah, it gets a lot out of it because you get to crash the tower into it. Now here in bot lane, Rhino about to get stunned up, but he gets out of it. Looks for a little bit of return damage, but looks like Diamond 3 Lucian and Astrus are perfectly safe.
Graves is actually gonna walk down to bot lane here. He's gonna get spotted out by a control ward though, and Spell Chat bot lane gonna back up.
And there's nothing for him to take either, other than the wolf can. But oh, Werepack. Oh, it's pinged out. But he's on it. Werepack gonna be caught out again here as the stun lands into the Pike ultimate.
Really fantastic roam coming out from Afro the Giant there as well.
Yeah. I know Pike's ultimate's called Death from Below, but he's jumping up in the air when he casts.
Yeah.
Gotta say, a bit of a misnomer. As Desolate looks towards this first Drake, getting the Cloud Drake down for them. You know, if Afro can keep those roams up, keep pressuring Werepack down, that's a pretty good Drake. I mean, just in general, movement speed isn't bad at all.
Yeah, we'll see what they can make use of it. It's generally not considered a very strong Drake, but maybe they can do something with it.
It's not considered very strong, but it has the highest DPS out of all of them.
Yeah.
Why? But as you can see here, armor, a lot of armor getting built on Mango. He has Tabi, Warden's Mail, and the... gosh, I can't even remember what it's called at the moment. But Blazing Hot about to go down. Lamb's Respite comes out. All of them staying alive. I think Blazing Hot... Oh, he misses the Decimate, which means he can't get the kill. But Overrate comes in here, looking for the kill. Gets it onto Gasp. Now Mango Ray trying to run him down with the cleavers, but he misses. Waiting for Werepack to come in here. Keeps missing cleavers! That means Overrate gets the kill onto Mango. Werepack flashes forward. I think he falls to the tower. Ooh! Barely stays alive. But now Reinhardt almost certainly going to get the kill here, as Werepack's just walking him around. There it is. 10 to 10 kill score. Gold completely tied, but it looks like that's about to change with D3L going down here, because it's kind of hard to just call him Diamond 3 Lucian. Oh! But he gets the... Oh! Afro the Giant, what a hero. Doing the calculation here.
Yeah, he's just gonna
Gets
get
the
this
shutdown. That's 600 shutdown gold.
Yeah, that's
Plus just 600 gold, or 300 more gold in general because of Pike passive.
Yeah.
That's actually a huge amount of gold swing. But Rhino getting caught out here by Astrus, there's no way for Varus to escape from that without Flash.
Yep, just getting run down there by the Swain with the flash.
This is just kill after kill. I mean, this is 14 minutes in. We're already 23 kills deep.
Yep.
This is a bloody game.
Very action-packed game.
As you can see, Afro already back in that mid lane looking for another kill onto Werepack. Another hook to be made. But looks like nothing is going to come for it as the rotation starts to come through down to bot lane. Swain no longer has his stopwatch. Only one stack on the Rod of Ages. Afro misses the initial hook in, but Rhino might be looking for an ultimate himself. There's the stun coming in on Afro, or from Afro onto Astrus, and that's a really quick kill onto the Swain.
Yeah, nice job there by Overrate and the rest of Desolate to identify that Swain had lost Flash.
But in response, you see that Spell Chat goes here top lane, looking to kill Blazenhot, and they're going to get it really easily.
And yeah, that's just a disappointing sloppy play that you see out of the top laner on Desolate. You want to see him back up, sacrifice the turret, let his team get bot lane turret, but he's unable to do so because he wanted to try to save it for the first blood turret.
Yeah, I mean, I think in that situation, you just take the even turret trade, despite the fact that you're going to lose first tower. Or yeah, now Reinhardt on Musil getting caught out in the jungle there.
Yeah, and that's going to spell some disaster for Desolate because it's going to allow Talon to get some extra chip damage on mid, and it's also going to put Blazonot in a much more difficult position to defend this tower.
There's the TP from Blazenhot. He has to defend against two. Another TP coming in on the side of Desolate as Blazenhot goes down. Gas pops, slams Respite. Varus throws his ultimate down. Gas probably going to get out here. Wait, no, last tower shot takes him down. Varus gets a double kill. Asher's looking to get the kill onto him. There's the auto attack for it. Well then. Now Overrate coming in here.
Oh, shoot.
This is such a bloody game. Overrate one more auto. There it is.
Yeah, really impressive there actually by the Rhino to actually salvage that fight, putting a lot of DPS out on the Varus.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that it worked out so well. I actually thought he died a lot faster.
Yeah, especially since you don't want to teleport into 3 enemy teammates under tower there on a marksman.
Yeah, like, how many times do you see a marksman TP into a fight?
Yeah.
Even if it is an allied tower you're TPing in on. Like, Kindred Mundo are no slouches.
Yep, that's just bizarre. We're actually going to see 5 members of Spell Chat on this top side while Darius is pushing bot lane, so they're going to try to get this Rift Herald.
Well, neither top laner has TP. Darius shoving in bot lane. I mean, you see the Darius there. You know that Darius doesn't have TP. You should just be going onto... Yeah, there it is. Just go straight onto the Rift Herald. Take it. It's going to take Darius a little bit to shove the wave. You can take the objective. Maybe pop the Rift Herald mid lane or hold it for a little bit longer. Next dragon's going to be spotting in 15 seconds, and that is... Ooh, an Infernal Drake. Definitely something both teams would want. Especially when you have a Quinsos user. Infernal Drake just feels so much more attractive. Gasp, pulled in by the Pike. Blazenhot misses the apprehend. Afro just keeps looking for these hooks. He's been landing a lot of them. As this dragon spawns, a little bit of dance going around. I think... Yeah, there we go. Rhino made the right decision to start pushing out the wave into the mid lane tower of Spell Chat. Werepack is responding. But now you see that they're looking for the mid lane tower. They just... Because Spelljack actually hasn't started up the Infernal. That might just be a free tower. Mango Ray pops the Sage and pops the ultimate, gets Command Shockwave back in, and now Desolate has the inside route on this Infernal Drake.
Yep, and Talon's actually
Double never move.
sit mid here, so should be a Drake for Desolate.
Yeah. Astra's forced to flash out, being scared of that pike hook. But Werepack, as you can see, despite the fact that his team gave up the Infernal Drake, they didn't lose the mid lane tower. Instead, Werepack decides to shove the wave in. Now it looks like he's in a little bit of trouble. His Afro flashes over the wall, but his hook pushed him back over. Looks like he dies anyway.
Oh boy.
Oh, champion ability interactions.
I've never seen that one before.
I mean that's like a reverse Mad Life, right? Like,
I actually didn't know that.
There's no way. Well, D3L pops it. Glacial Fissure there. Lamb's Respite also comes down. Command Shockwave ends up killing Gasp. Overrate. Well, it looks like he took a cleaver to the face, but I think the last hit for the Knight kills him.
Yep.
In the bottom lane, the outer turret falls, but here in the mid lane, it's also about to go down. Well, the outer turret of Desolate falls, but in the mid lane, the outer turret Spell Chat. Incredibly low. Just one more auto from Rhino would have done it, but choose to play it safe, back off a little. Gotta say, Werepack is not being super effective on the Talon, but you know, when you consider that he had such a bad start, not entirely difficult to understand.
Yep.
He's actually up on CS now, which is pretty good.
Yeah, pretty impressive from him to come back. Some of that CS is probably inflated because he has taken a few jungle camps, but
you're right.
It does look like he's climbed back a little bit. He's actually up 1,000 gold on Orianna, but that's generally what happens when he takes Smite.
Well, not only that, but you consider the fact that his team has 2 towers to 1, or 3 towers to 1 tower. There's just a little bit more global gold onto him.
Yeah, and we're actually going to see Gasp potentially using the Rift Herald soon. He has about 30 seconds to use it.
Yeah, I was actually thinking the same thing. It's going to go away. He's not quite in any good position to pop it, but he does anyway.
Yeah, he puts it
Looks
in
like
bot
it's just
lane.
going to run bot lane. It's definitely going to work with Mango there. Never move. Finds the root onto Overrate. He flashes away. Vision of Empire misses. Asterisk pops Demonic Ascension, goes in, looks for the Demon Flare. Werepack is the one that actually gets pulled in. Command Shockwave kills him. Glacial Fissure comes out of D3L.
Oh!
Now it's Gasp who goes down, despite having Lamb's Respite up, and D3L goes down. Looks like Spellchat thought they could take a fight, but they weren't ready for it. As Asterisk now falls, and that's going to be a certain Baron.
Spellchat are definitely foreheading right now. That was a massive debate coming out from Afro the Giant. Somehow slips away and sets up the Orianna for a massive shockwave.
I mean, not only did he slip away, I think that was just really, really aggressive by Asterisk to pretty much solo engage.
Yep, he saw blood in his eyes. It looks like he just completed the Hourglass, so he might not have had that available.
Okay.
Not really sure, though.
Well, as you can see, with the Baron buff, there's now almost a 4K lead for Desolate. Pretty substantial. Looks like they're... Okay, I mean, I would hope that with Baron buff, they are going to be pushing down the lane. You have the outer turret still up in top lane. That's just effectively standing gold while you have Baron buff. Mango Ray responding bot lane to push the wave out. The inner tower there is incredibly low off the Rift Herald.
Yep.
But
We're
now
see Talon running into Overrate here.
We're back. Gonna jump over the wall, look for safety. Bone Sickle misses from Afro, means that Werepack stays alive. what I was going to say is, Spell Chat actually have two TPs up. Like, they're the ones who can make a macro play, who can, try to bait out a bit of a fight. Ooh, Afro gets pulled in as he dashes forward.
But
Not exactly what he
health
wanted
regen,
there.
no,
Taken
and the
really
Orianna
low.
Shockwave.
But Command Shockwave comes out, instantly kills 2. D3L gets killed by the death from below the pike there. Mango Ray gets a tower in response, but it's not nearly worth it. The Baron buff is still on. Do you
Mango
think
Ray is
Desolate might
teleporting
look
back
for
here.
ending here?
I think so. It's definitely possible.
Look for it. Mango Ray taken low, but Lamb's Respite keeps him and his teammate alive. There it is! I think that's game.
Yeah, that was a nice game.
Yeah,
GG.
really action-packed. Desolate just finding exactly what they needed.
The double Nexus exploding. Yeah, I was really impressed actually by the Pike and the Varus as well, doing quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, let's take a look at the charts here. Orianna, just all that AoE from Desolate. Works so well.
Yeah, and like you said, there were a bit of disappointing fights from Astros on the Swain, where he may have stepped too far forward and disrespected the amount of counter engage that Desolate had in their comp.
Yeah, I mean, I think that overall, Desolate played really well. There are some things to be said about Blazing Hot in the top lane. Struggling versus the Mundo and the Kindred, kind of sitting on him for a little bit there. But what definitely stood out to me was Afro finding those constant bone sickles, especially onto Werepack.
Yeah, definitely. And Overraid actually ends the game with quite a massive amount of kill participation. I think he had 75% of the kill participation. Yeah, 21 out of 28. So really good job by him to get involved, get his lanes ahead, put Gasp behind in the early game with that early bush invade kind of thing, and showing no fear to do as much damage as you can throughout the mid game.
Well, looks like the teams might be still talking about the game.
Yep.
Because we're the only ones in the lobby.
Yep, we beat them all.
Oh, there's Rhino.
And actually, we're gonna see Desolate have side selection, so they may just opt to stay on the. No, sorry, excuse me. So they had side selection last game. They took blue side. So we're actually gonna see Spell It Chat take the side that they want this time. I think that they will opt to go blue side, but we're not really sure.
Sorry about that. My mic sorted out. So yeah, as you talked about the sides, yeah, things seem to be, or will they be reversed? As we will see. Oh, there's Blazing Hot asking which side. Well, apparently, Diamond 3 Illusion's Discord is not loading, which is pretty rough.
Get some music on for these guys while we wait.
So, considering that last game, what going into game 2 here, what would you want to see Desolate keep doing, and what do you think Spell Chat should improve
on? I think I'd personally like to see them on the side. I'd like to see Spell Chat just do a standard 5 points so they don't get cheese like they did last game. Other than that, I'm not really sure.
I mean, do you think the Talon was an effective pick? I mean, I know that you might be able to argue losing out so hard at level 1 kind of neutralizes Talon's ability to be effective, especially with the roams coming in from Rhino. But I mean, I think I must have seen Talon ult maybe once in that entire game, and that was twice, and I think both might have been defensive ulting. And if you're defensively ulting as Talon, it's kind of just a way of showing like you are not in a good spot. And considering it was a Talon with Smite, and I think he mostly took his own team's jungle camps, I would say maybe move away from the Talon pick, and then, like you said, do a standard 5 point.
Yeah, that's true. I think the Talon presented too much of a difficulty to pull off with the Smite, and I think Reinhard von Mussel, he did a nice job holding down the Talon and pushing in the lane, making sure that Talon couldn't roam like he wanted to, matching his roams, etc., etc.
Okay, so at the same time, I don't think like Desolate's entirely faultless in that game. I think
True.
Mundo was playing a bit aggressively there. Now, granted, did it work out? Yes, because Gasp was able to respond, and they ended up just choking out Blazonhot. But in those if those were isolated 1v1s, Blazonhot could have had a really snowbally game for himself.
Yeah, that's true.
Dennis is sent backwards. Well, there's your fact of the day, folks.
I just got that one. I didn't understand what he meant, but now I get it. Oh, God.
I guess that's why there's Dennis the Menace. He's a sinner. Get your Bibles, boys. Oh, wait. We should probably say casters.
Thanks, yep.
Well, both teams ready, and we are ready as we get into loading, or champion select for game 2. Mango Ray had a pretty good performance on Mundo, but wasn't quite good enough for the repeating the first Xayah ban that they had last maybe you don't ban so many ADs this time. Like, I think Rhino looked perfectly comfortable on the Varus.
Yeah, I think that's probably the right way to go about it.
Morgana being banned. Personally, I ban Morgana pretty frequently as a support main. Like, it's very, very frustrating to play against Morgana, especially if someone like me prefers playing tanks. Yeah, like, Morgana's just super unfun with that black shield.
Yeah.
Gangplank LeBlanc from Desolate's side. I think they also made those bans before. Final ban this round, or this part of Champion Select, from Spell It Chat will be Dr. Mundo. Wow. I'm not sure if Mundo was... Well, I mean, I guess if they're banning it, then there's a reason they don't want Desolate to have it.
Yeah, it looks like they just don't want to play against it.
First pick Kindred, prioritizing that over the Graves. I think that's pretty interesting. I understand that Kindred's pretty strong, but Graves strong as well, and Kindred does take a while to get going. She needs to get those marks of hers. If she isn't able to, then I would just say Graves is the way better pick.
Well, Gasp actually did manage to get 10 marks last game by the end of it.
Okay. I wasn't monitoring.
But what actually hurt him so much was, I think, his itemization was behind. He didn't have enough gold to get the items that he needed to match up
really
with
abuse
the Graves. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you're constantly put in situations where you have to ult early to save yourself, then you're always walking backwards and you can't really assist your team too much.
Okay. I mean, the other thing I would say is that there was a lot of AoE from Desolate's side last game, and that just forces Kindred to pop her ult.
Oh, totally,
so fast.
totally.
So, Graves Braum being locked in from Desolate. Pretty good picks, like, just to say the least. I think I've been drilled into me that Braum is probably not only the best blind pickable support, but just one of the best supports on the board right now. Now, Graves, we just discussed that. Interesting that you lock in Taric and Lucian. And I would say Taric mostly because you have Kindred already. Like, that's a double invulnerability ultimate. If you really chain those ultimates well together,
yeah,
then you're looking at, what, almost 8 seconds of invulnerability?
Yeah, and I think the Lucian pick... Wow, we're going to actually get a Jinx this game. That's surprising.
Jinx can definitely snowball out of control, but not necessarily the... Not like, as far as crit ADs go, I just don't see Jinx very often anymore. Like I said, can definitely snowball out of control, and that's kind of like the whole theme, like, thematically, that's what we want on Jinx. Urgot being banned. Is that something that Mango plays often?
It's a champion that's popped up in past seasons for Mango Ray, where he's actually carried games very hard on it. But it's not really currently in the meta. It's a little bit under the radar right now, but certainly not a bad pick for Mango Ray.
I think Urgot can be a pretty lane dominant champion. But,
yeah.
Ban order, not necessarily, but maybe you just take the Urgot off the board if they haven't picked their top lane.
Yeah.
Can pick. Final ban from Desolate will be Kled. So, I mean, as you can see, their adjustment is... Desolate's adjustment is like, okay, we're not worried about AD. Like, let's just take top laners off.
We'll see if we get an Orianna ban here from the side of Spell Chat. It's something that could be very good into their comp.
Yeah, I mean, I think with what you have here, Zoe instead of the Oriana. I mean, yeah, Zoe has one-shot potential, but I don't think that she's necessarily higher priority than Oriana. That is, unless there's a Corki pick. Gotta say, I wouldn't be a fan of this if this is what if this is what Desolate wants. Oh, Galio.
I like that. If it does end up being a Lucian mid lane, then he's gonna have a lot of trouble versus the Galio. It'll also put pressure on them to put Lucian in the bot lane.
Is this? Do you think this is a funnel from? No, wait, no. Taric isn't a funnel.
It's possible. It's possible.
Like, yeah. I mean, I just no. Okay.
Anything's possible.
Oh. No, it's TF. It's marksman TF.
Jarvan top lane, something Jarvan. Yep, Mango Ray has pulled this out in past games, so we get to see it again. It's definitely been nerfed since last time, but it'll be an exciting lane to watch.
Rumble into it though. I mean, I gotta say, if like even if you like even if you don't lock in Rumble, lock something else in. This is there you go. I think Desolate got pretty much what they wanted as far as drafting goes. You have a magic damage matchup for a Galio, Renekton, who's just a lane bully and can definitely make Jarvan have a bad time in top lane. Jinx, although we might question how effective Jinx is, with a Braum, anything can look good, I think.
Yeah. And I think actually it's a nice champion into Kindred, given that you're going to have a little bit of range advantage, you're going to have area of effect damage. If Kindred is forced to pop that ult early, then you expect Jinx to just get a lot of auto attacks off at range onto multiple targets with the Rune Hurricane. So we'll see how far they can take this, because they're going to want to get... Desolate is going to want to get into the late game as far as possible. And
yeah, I completely agree. I mean, Renekton will probably fall off a little bit, but at a certain point, that just transitions from Renekton being more carry-oriented to Renekton can peel a little more for Jinx or still disrupt the backline with this damage. You have a Galio who can go in with Renekton, or who can, ult the Jinx, help keep her alive, disrupt team fights, substantially with Heroic Entrance, or with Hero's Entrance, one or the other. Which one it's called exactly. But at the same time, do you think with Cataclysm, Jarvan might be messing with himself, concerning there's a Galio pick here?
If he can isolate the Jinx, then I think it'll be really problematic for the Jinx. So I think it's a
flash.
Yeah, I think it's fine. The problem is that Jarvan doesn't really do much with 5 or 6 items. He's more of a 2 or 3 item champion and gets a strong mid game.
I mean, I'll tell you that 5 or 6 item lethality Jarvan, someone who should be here.
That's true. That's true. If he
now,
goes,
I don't think Mango Ray would do that, but hey.
I don't know. I think
there's a
if
reason I'm gold.
No, there's merit to it this game, because the key target to take out on the side of Desolate is going to be Jinx. So if he doesn't want to build full damage, then and he does manage to take out Jinx in these late game team fights, then they should have a fairly easy time of it. But it's just
I would say that Graves is also no slouch.
Yeah.
There's just multiple builds for Graves now, where you look at rapid fire cannon and some other instances I've seen people build Storm Razors. Both of those being effective as far as Graves is concerned.
Yeah, I personally don't see Graves being as potent without the Jinx there because of the fact that Taric can ult his entire team, and you really want that extra range that Jinx provides to DPS down the enemy team as the fight progresses on.
That's completely understandable, because you talk about Jinx having range. The thing that Graves kind of lacks is range. So, yeah, you're right. But just looking at matchups, Renekton can probably bully a Jarvan pretty well, or should be able to bully Jarvan pretty well. We saw the Graves versus Kindred matchup last game. I believe the junglers were on the exact same sides, right? Or the exact same champions. Again, overrate, throwing so much AoE damage into the Kindred just off of Graves seemed to be doing pretty well. As for the mid lane matchup, TF versus Galio. Galio, happy to be into a magic damage matchup. Hey, maybe there's that situation where Galio is looking for an ult and TF finds a good card. That's pretty vital. But at the same time, what I would say is it's not that bad for Spell Chat, considering that both of these are champions with semi-globals as ultimates. Wherever one goes, the other can probably follow.
Yep, and actually, I think that, Twisted Fate is one of the champions that actually has, is sort of considered like a counter to Galio, because he can get to the side lane quicker than Galio, and generally, if he's able to match the shove in mid lane, then he should be able to kill whatever champion that they're looking to kill in the side lane before Galio can even crash down upon him. So it actually has a very potent win rate, at least in solo queue, against the champion.
Well, here we are getting into game now. Like you said, you want to see the adjustment from Spell Chat to be the standard 5-man. And we're in a pause. And it looks like it's a DC.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. I'm actually in the game now. I wasn't before.
Well, while we're waiting in this pause, how was your weekend?
Pretty good, actually. Just been playing the good old PUBG with my squad.
I see. You're clearly a person of decent taste. I'm not playing Fortnite.
Yep. Do you play any?
I would play PUBG if I was actually any good at Battle Royale games.
For sure.
I remember, the first Battle Royale I ever played was Fortnite. And my immediate thought was, this is ridiculous.
Yep. It's a pretty cartoony game. Definitely the target audience being a little bit younger than me. I'm 24, so
I'm 23. Don't sweat it.
Yeah, never really appealed to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I've actually been playing BR since H1Z1 BR came out.
Oh, the King of the Hill?
Yeah, King of the Kill.
Oh, Kill.
So I've got a little bit of experience in it, but PUBG's my game now. Still like to keep involved, though, in the league scene, watching plenty of LCK.
Just don't watch NALCS. That's my advice to you.
Yeah, I sort of avoided it because, I don't know, it's just it's a little bit boring to me now, but it's nice to follow a few of the favorites, like Echo Fox every now and then, and 100 Thieves a little bit here and there.
Well, Yeah, it's interesting that you talk about LCK because just a few weeks ago, I was grabbing dinner with some friends at a Chinese hot pot place, and they actually had LCK on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was it was like kind of surreal for all of us. We're in the real world right now.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, looks like the DC issue has been resolved.
Yep. We're actually going to see both junglers taking Hunter's Machete and the surprising Doran's Shield coming out from the Rhino in bot lane.
Well, I would assume that's just because Lucian can be such a high pressure, high octane champion.
Yep. Yeah, I don't have any problems with it. It's just, it's not an item that we see very often anymore. She's also going to pair it with Fleet Footwork, so she's going to have plenty of sustain. Just like going to have to watch out for the all-ins for sure.
Now this is where you tell me that Jinx also took Resolve and has second wind. He's gonna regen all
so?
the hell. I mean,
why not?
That would be very defensive.
Yeah, I think I'd personally like to see her take Gathering Storm in this game, but we'll see what she took.
Oh no, I'm in agreement. I was just memeing. Don't worry. If I saw second wind on Jinx, wow, that's someone who's uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable. Yeah. I think what you'd see is it's someone who doesn't trust their support. That's what I would think.
Ah, so it's a solo queue thing.
Yeah.
But game is at its start here. Everyone's just doing a little howdy doody poke. Hello. You can see that Mango Ray actually has grasp here. Ooh. Winter's Bite goes on to Astrus. There's the stun. There's the ignite. Astrus flashing out pretty quickly. I'm not sure if that was completely necessary. Blazing Hot starting to get a little bullied around. This Overeat comes in to help him. Mango Ray might be going down here.
Oh!
Oh, nice flash, but he drops to the red buff, I believe?
Yeah. Just barely ticking down there.
Astrus, about to get stunned up again. There it is. Might need to burn the heal this time. Oh, but with ice in his veins, he doesn't use it.
Yeah. Oh boy. He's tempted to stay, you can tell.
You see pings going out in the river here. Gasp might. Oh, Reinhardt finds the taunt flash onto two members. Gasp trying to run away as well. That's two quick kills over to Desolate.
Yeah, just not really respecting the fact that Reinhardt can flash there with the taunt.
I think they maybe thought he wouldn't go for it.
Yeah, definitely.
No, and to his credit, I think it was good on Reinhardt to wait for the TF gold card.
Yep. Ooh.
Overeat really pressuring Gasp here, but now Werepack flash gold card over the wall. Overeat uses the smite to get himself a little bit of health back, but the ignite ends up taking it down.
Yeah.
Bot lane here. Astrus, did he stay? He stayed. Look at that. Stayed, pops his potion, trying to get that life steal to keep him sustained.
Yeah, he did have to sacrifice his heal, but he decided to stay for the XP.
It's an interesting decision because, you know, if he had TP, like he did last game, he could have just TP'd back to lane.
Yeah.
And not lost anything on it. But, you know, in this situation, he loses both summoners. But
that's true.
If I recall properly, Astrus was also first blooded last game, so on the swing.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Oh, Blazing Hot looking for the stun here. I think it was a pretty of a nice call, or nice reversal of situations. Blazing Hot finally having the help of his jungler that Mango Ray had last game. Here in the bot lane, things looking to be played out. Mango Ray finds the EQ combo. Blazing Hot goes a little far forward, tanks the tower shot.
He is sitting on that coal, so going for a bit of scaling here in the top lane. He's gonna recall as well. And shortly here we should see Galio getting 6 maybe on the next wave or two. So we'll see what that can
I
bring to the
mean,
game.
if he can hit 6 that early or that quickly, and that's just off his TP being Fang.
Uh-huh.
I would want to see a roam over the top lane, try to punish Mango Ray for going in.
Yeah, both top laners are
Gold
flashless.
card finds its way onto Galio. As things seem to be taking a bit of a quieter turn. Ooh, Galio finds a double taunt, but I think he's a little too far forward. He's out of mana, he's low on health, and there he goes. That TP coming in from Mango Ray looks to be pretty effective as well. Over it, dashes out. Has some help from Blazing Hot here, but I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. There's the kill from Mango Ray. Astrax dashes forward, gets a little bit of damage onto Rhino, but Guardian proc keeps him nice and healthy. But there's the flag and drag combo. Jarvan forward into Blazing Hot. But Blazing Hot's the one with Conqueror in this situation, but you see Gasp coming up here. He needs to kill Mango Ray right now or else he's not going to get it. And that's going to be a kill for Gasp. Desolate not benefiting from the aggression this.
Yeah, it's a bit surprising to see Desolate opting into so many fights when they do seem to want to scale ahead of them. So a bit of overconfidence coming out from Desolate.
Mm-hmm. Well, 1k gold difference. 7 minutes into the game. Not quite as bloody, but definitely still action-packed, right? As you can see, Gasp just picked up Mark
Yeah.
from the Scuttle Crab in the river there.
Yeah, and we see, just like last time, Spell It Chat putting a lot of emphasis onto the top lane river control in terms of vision. They have it this time again. They had 2 control wards there last game.
But even if you get the top lane, like the Jarvan, it's still the Jarvan's main priority is still to find the Jinx. If you can't do that, then the game can still be pretty difficult for Spell It Chat. But if Mango Ray can keep finding these combos onto Blazing Hot, who forced a flash over but doesn't pop the ultimate. Maybe if he pops ulti there, he stays alive. Mango would have to flash after him. Werepack didn't have flash quite up yet.
Yeah, he doesn't have teleport up yet either, so he's going to have to take that journey up to top lane all the way walking.
But as you can see, Mango having a pretty good lead here off of his teammates, just coordinating really well with him. Finds those Demacian standards into the Dragon Strike combo. That flag and drag into Blazing Hot over and over again. Werepack gets taunted up. Overrate's here for the assist. Throws a smoke grenade down, but nothing comes of it. Werepack finally burns that flash, almost on cooldown, in fact.
Werepack also opting into the Rod of Ages for the extra scaling.
Tarek misses the dazzle here. But, you know, Werepack using his ultimate, using that Destiny the top lane, I really think, you know, that might be what you were talking about. TF is able to reach those side lanes faster than Galio. And I think Galio's ultimate range, especially at earlier ranks, is shorter than TF's. So it's kind of hard for Desolate to coordinate with those ultimates.
And here we see Overrate on the grid starting up the Air Drake. It looks like he's going to be uncontested, even under vision control. That will allow Gasp to get off a free gank in top lane if he looks for it here.
Yeah, but it looks like Blazing Hot maybe learning, or he's going for a roam.
Yeah.
He does have a ward down in the river. His overrate helps his support clear out the control ward. In 10 more seconds, the Rift Herald will be spawning. Galio, Reinhardt finds the taunt onto Werepack as Gaps comes in for the assist. Dazzle misses, Overrate here, gets the smoke grenade off, taking... looks at the gas below, but instead it gets turned around entirely. This gas pops Lamb's Respite. Blazing Hot, and not gonna be able to do very much here as he falls down as well. And it's the rocket from downtown as Rhino finds the kill onto Gas, but it looks like she's gonna be paying, or he's gonna be paying that for that with his life. As a Terra Cosmic Radiance comes down, the Dazzle's getting the stun off. There's the flash forward into another Dazzle. Afro the Giant goes down, taken down by Lucian, or Astrus, and his support.
Yeah, and all of a sudden we see that 1.5k gold lead turn into a 3k gold lead, and Desolate still taking fights that they really honestly shouldn't be looking for. It just seems a little bit greedy to me, especially considering Jinx just launched her ultimate mid lane and then walked really close into the Spell Chat bot lane.
And considering the next drag is also a Cloud, even if you do see more dragon control from, or continued dragon control from Desolate, it's not going to do a whole lot if they keep looking for fights. Like, you need to be looking to make movements around the map, but not fighting. Try to get, or try to have a better macro game, I suppose. And, because, you know, that's what the Cloud Drake is supposed to allow you to do. When you're not in combat, you get that triple bonus from it. You're able to rotate around faster. Instead... Oh, this might be a fight that they want. There's the Glacial Fissure, goes down onto the Lucian. Tarek doesn't have Cosmic Radiance. That's gold onto Rhino, which is exactly the target they want. Pings go down to trade the tower for top lane and the bottom lane, as Blazing Hot is forced to back away.
Yeah, Blazing
Looks like
Hot,
it'll be an even trade.
this time adapting this game and taking the losses a bit more graciously, but at the same time, he is down 32 CS. It's going to be a tough
Galio looking for the TP, probably wants the taunt as well. Jarvan casts Cataclysm, but might have been a bad decision. Uh-oh. I'm not sure if Galio wants to cast Heroic Entrance there. I don't think his top laner was in substantial danger of dying.
Uh-oh.
Ooh. Good flash out from Rhino to stay alive. I mean, overall, I think that's what Desolate wants. They want Jinx to get going. They want her to shove the towers down. It could have been a slightly better situation if they got a return kill onto Mango Ray in the top lane, but not the worst for Desolate current game state. So, Tarek is actually doing something. Oh, I'll get onto that after. A little bit of action around the red buff here. Gaston's the one who grabs it, finding the auto attacks, looking for the slows onto Overrate. Now Galio pops the taunt, gets stunned up, stays alive. What I was going to mention here is Tarek actually going. Ooh, Mango Ray just looking for the tower as the backs come through. Tarek, as you can see, has 4 points in his Q already, which to a lot of people might seem like, hey, that's kind of troll. Like, Tarek shouldn't be maxing his heal. Tarek should be maxing his stun. What I will say is that while it might seem weird in those elongated fights, when you are able to get the heal out more consistently, able to get a 3-4 stack heal and just weave your autos in against the support, Tarek maxing heal is not a bad thing at all, especially if they are trying to get a lot of damage down quickly. That burst heal, that initial burst heal from a 4 or 5 stack Q from Tarek can be substantial. Afro actually does not jump into the stun there, as the ultimate, the Cosmic Radiance, comes down just in time to keep Astrus alive a bit longer. Now Mango Ray goes down as well. Rhino got a kill there. Tarek looking to get away. He's out of mana, gets slowed up. Stun about to come through. There it is. He throws the Ignite down onto Blazing Hot, but doesn't look to be doing anything. Now Rhino threw his ultimate out there, hit Kindred,
Yep.
but Kindred's at full health, so...
He's going for that kill steal. Don't blame him.
Well, I mean, you want to funnel gold onto the Jinx in a non-gold funneling way, but yeah. I mean, that's just a really good series of events for Desolate. Now Gasp getting found out. I think Overrate's going a little bit hard here, considering the fact that he's 2 levels down. Galio needs to find the taunt here, doesn't find it quite in time. Kindred pops the Lamp's Respite to stay alive. Galio walks into the taunt, or into the zone to stay alive. But, yeah.
Yikes.
Just as I was talking about good series of events for Desolate, they take a really bad fight again.
Yeah, that's just a failure to track cooldowns, track death timers. They didn't take a look at the fact that Gasp hadn't used his ultimate yet. And they didn't also pay attention to the fact that his whole team was coming to back him up after coming out of respawn.
I mean, I think that's really just ambitious from Overrate to go in on the Kindred there.
He just got carried away. And whatever sort of advantage or whatever sort of lead they started crawling back. Yeah, they kind of just lost it there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can see the score. The kill score is 13-7. The tower score is 3-1. Yeah, spell chat definitely starting to sit, looking to sit pretty, or to be sitting pretty in this situation. Sorry, tongue-tied.
Yeah, and the overlay is telling me that Kindred does have 10 stacks. I'm not sure if that's actually true or if it's a visual bug, but if she does have that many, then, you know, this is happening about 10 minutes earlier than last game, and also it's the fact that she has...
I have 5 stacks for Kindred.
Oh, 5 stacks, okay. It's also the fact that she's got black...
Are you looking at the wolf icon, or are you looking at the mark icon? Because Hunter's Vigor does have stacks. And that would be displayed as 10, whereas Market Kindred has 5.
I see. Okay, yeah, it shows 5.
Okay, because I was going to say 10 stacks this early is absolutely insane.
I wonder how much she had last game. I was looking at the wrong thing last game too then.
Oh dear.
But anyway, she is a lot more advanced in her itemization this game, almost completing the Black Cleaver at level 12.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, looking to complete Black Cleaver already has the Blood Razor enchant done. Kindred definitely looking to get going. I think it's pretty interesting that Mango actually built a Triforce on Jarvan. I think it's something that's pretty well on him, but I just don't see a lot of people if you see it laning Jarvan. Or even a tank or jungle Jarvan. There's another tower for Spell at Chat.
Yeah, unable to save that top lane outer turret. And let's see what Spell at Chat target next in terms of objectives. Baron's going to be spawning for the first time in about a minute.
Mm-hmm. Next Drake will be another Cloud. Triple Cloud Drake. That's a lot of movement speed. Yeah. 1 Cloud Drake apiece on both teams, though.
Blazing Hot's going to recall to collect the wave in bot lane. He's going to be a little bit late, though.
Mm-hmm.
Both top players on the bot side now. In preparation for that Baron.
I mean, I think Desolate, hate to put all your eggs in one basket here, but your jungler's 2 levels down. Your top laner is going to start scaling down. He didn't really crush lane. So it's just going to start to become Protect Jinx as this game gets going, and it's already 20 minutes in. It's nowhere close to that late game that you mentioned.
Yeah, and like you said, Jarvan opting for the Triforce. Oh, we're going to get a fight here.
Instant engage onto Overrate as the Glacial Fissure goes entirely wide. Jinx,
or Rhino and Afro really unable to respond there. Just, man, Overweight got popped.
Yeah.
And the Baron has started up here on the side of Belichat. I don't think there's any real contest you can have Overweight's down, and even if Overweight was up, they'd be 2 levels behind in terms of smiting. That's a TP coming in from Blazing Hot, but it's the Jinx that gets completely one-shot there. Blazing Hot flashed over the wall. That's just really poorly done.
That's awful.
I mean, maybe you get the kill on, or no, definitely get the kill onto Werepack here, but just okay
man.
then.
The missing ping's coming out on the side of spell chat.
I mean, I'm sure those are all in good fun because Werepack did exactly what he needed, which was kill Jinx.
Yeah.
Man, that's pretty unfortunate for Desolate.
850 bounty gold from the shutdown going over to Renekton as well, and I think Overrate would have liked to have it instead, but...
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not sure if he let Blazin get it. It looks like Blazin just took it for himself.
Yeah, it looked like Overrate definitely wanted it because he popped the
He ulted for it.
Yeah. But a little bit of miscommunication there.
A little bit of collateral damage, such as it is.
Air Drake spawning in 10 seconds here.
I mean, look, if you're Desolate, maybe just let this one go. Like, if you have the inside track for it, fine. But you see Jarvan pushing top lane. He has TP up. Over it, maybe getting a little bit caught out here, but the Baron buff minions doing so much damage to him. They're trying to get an engage onto Gas. Gas forced to flash out, which is pretty good to force the flash from, strong jungler here. But, keep your eyes on mid lane here, where both Astralis and Werepack and now D3L pushing down mid lane. Mango just pushed down top lane with impunity because there was no real response from Desolate. And now Spellcheck gets the dragon anyway.
Yeah, good use of Baron buff there from them, ignoring the Air Drake to begin with so that they could push their lanes out, and then letting Gasp do it all on his own.
Mountain Drake coming up next. Zap going wide as D3L forced to flash away.
Gasp thought about recalling and bot lane there, but he's actually going to look to get the Scuttle Crab that's respawning in a few seconds here. He also managed to shove out the bot lane wave. And Desolate's going to opt to... Oh, Jinx is going back to farm it, actually.
Yeah, as you can see here, Gasp saying it's 6 stacks now. There was a surrender vote from Spell chat. It's a joke, obviously, but... Does that count as BM?
No.
I mean, I feel like on some level it might be.
It's like you're BMing yourself.
True.
Because they can't see it. Magi's Soulstealer are actually coming out from Werepack.
I think that's a bit ambitious, but his team is so far ahead it might not matter.
Yeah, it's not gold efficient, but...
It'll become gold efficient, don't worry.
Maybe.
I mean, 6 stacks ain't bad.
30 plus 20.
What I would say is that the only person with a substantial amount... Actually, no. Every single person on Spell Chat has some degree of armor, with the exception of Lucian. Now, is it varying degrees? Yes. Reinhardt finds the taunt onto Mango Ray. That's not exactly the target you want getting done there. Mango Ray flashes out. Glacial Fissure comes out. Pops Werepack up. There's a heroic entry from Galio. Pops Kindred in the air as well. Gasp uses the Lamb's Respite to stay alive. That's a double kill for the Graves there. Now Lucian and Tara coming in. Tara getting a little bit caught out as he throws down the Cosmic Radiance. Lucian going over, or shooting from over the wall, just getting the free hit. Werepack now in a bad spot, but it's actually the Jinx who gets turned around on, as Spellchat just crushed this fight now. That's a quadra kill coming out from Astrid.
Yep, Diamond 3 Lucian, unfortunately denying his Lucian of the pentakill. But
I mean, that's why he's Diamond 3, man.
yeah, poor guy.
Stole my... Tarek knows who's the real carry is.
Yeah, Desolate biting off a little bit too much than they could chew there. They got the early 2 picks, but they were not content with it, and their decision to continue to chase was their demise that time.
Yeah, I mean, like, there just wasn't enough to keep Jinx alive after Werepack just ults in, throws the gold card at her face.
Yeah, and also picks up 10 Magi stacks there. So that's a very big TF right now.
Well, you see now it's gold efficient.
Yeah. I wonder actually what the calculation is now, though, versus... Because I think he could have...
From when he bought it?
No, I think he could have Rabadon's death cap completed, so... I wonder what the...
That's true.
Yeah, it's close, though. He might be about 200 gold off of Rabadon's if he had bought it.
Asterisk going a little far forward, pops the Bork active. Afro the Giant has the Zeke's Convergence. Likes to get the return kill, but nothing comes of it. D3L finds the stun onto Galio. Jinx is stunned up right now. Looks like she's backing off. There's just nothing that the Jinx can do in this situation. Looks to get the rockets down. There's the Kindred. There's the Lamb's Respite. Kindred. Your last gasp of breath there, you might even say. As looks like Rhino and Afro get taken down. Triple kill coming through from Mango. As Spellchat looks to end the game.
Yeah, nice response from the first place team, or almost first place. Undefeated Spellchat here. They're going to take this game 2 and bring us to game 3.
Well, there it is. Let's take a gander at the charts. Actually, I do want to see the runes, but why can I only see Jarvan's? Oh well. Fortunately, I can only see Jarvan. Feels bad. Graphs wise, yeah, there's TF just doing a lot of damage. But overall, you might just make the case that Spellchat had a lot of damage from their entire team composition. That Jarvan top lane, I mean, no slouch. But as you can see, Desolate kind of did exactly what they wanted to do. Like like the carry ended up just Jinx there. But it's just not good enough when you have Jarvan jumping in, you have TF porting in, you have Lucian dashing forward. Like, so many ways to kill the Jinx, and there's only so many people she can hit, even with Man's Hurricane.
Yep, TF matchup did him a lot of good that game. And a lot of skirmish power also coming out from the Kindred and the TF resulted in a lot of one fights. Jinx actually keeping up with damage against the Lucian, but her immobility really was her difficulty that game.
Well, let's get into the final lobby of the night. Let's replace the tournament code. There I am. Believe we're just waiting on you. You are. Looks like it will be Desolate on blue side once more. Hello?
Yep.
Oh, there you are. Just making sure.
Just setting up the overlay here.
Overall, I feel like what happened with this game, well, at least with the second here, is kind of like it was a coin flip of what could have happened in the first game. And the reason I'm saying that is just because you see so much action down through, especially centered around that top side of the map, that if it goes the other way, you could just see another stompish game from Desolate. And maybe it's because of all that aggression that their games seem to be so volatile. Either they look like they can stomp, or they look like they fall apart. And neither of those are particularly preferable. I mean, you always want to look like you can stomp, but you know, if you stomp, then you want to do it consistently.
Yeah, are you saying that it was just like a bit of a risky comp that Desolate took or something?
Well, I think what I'm saying is that those early fights, if they go more in the favor of Desolate, see another similar game as game
one. Perhaps. I think they did get their fair share of early results. They got first blood in bot lane. They picked off Mango Ray in top lane, but when they started to continue to take fights without summoner spells and without complete vision of the enemy jungler, they started getting punished for it. And that was kind of like their disrespect of the fact that they actually didn't have very, very potent early lanes.
Yeah, you're right. Are we waiting for somebody?
Yeah, I think we're just waiting for Afro. I'm not really sure.
I mean, he's in here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, speak of the devil. There we go. Looks like they're starting to get ready. So, given the nature of these previous two, for this final game, do you think we see something similar, like more oriented towards like bloodbath early and so many fights taking place, or do you think with the match on the line that both of these teams are going to be a little more curbed in their aggression?
I think given what we've seen from the first two games, both teams really like to fight early and they like to fight often. And both comps that won in the previous two games were also early game heavy comps that had the advantage in the early game. So I think we'll see a draft that is focused on the early game, and we'll see a lot more aggression coming out in this third game.
Oh, same band so far. Gangplank, Zaya. Graves being taken off the table first time in this series. Interesting that it's actually Desolate that bans it, considering the fact that they've been the ones playing Graves 2 games in a row.
Yeah, what it actually does is it puts a lot of pressure on the Kindred pick, because if they want to force a Kindred ban out of the other side, then they can just ban Graves and then try to first pick the Kindred themselves.
Yeah, you're right. I'm getting a bit too tired because I'm not paying attention to something like that. Anyway, a trucks off the table.
Yeah, and at the same time, it's gonna mean that they're gonna have one less ban. I believe. Well, I can't remember who they banned last time, but. And we're gonna see the Kindred ban coming out. That means Morgana is gonna be left up. That's the ban that Spell Chat forgone this time. Chose to forgo.
Dr. Mundo locked in by Blazing Hot. And is that the Urgot pick that you mentioned for Mango?
Yeah, it sure looks like it. Oh.
Or just the Jarvan.
Yeah, he had a lot of success on the Jarvan. I think I'd like to see that again, but I'm not sure how it plays into a more tanky
Darius
matchup.
is up.
That's true.
But it looks like it is the Jarvan anyway.
Yeah.
I would be worried for a tank matchup, honestly.
Yeah. Especially since Jarvan is going to be ulting onto potentially a Mundo that has his Burning Agony going.
Yeah, just not the greatest idea. Would you like to jump into a pit of fire?
If he does decide to opt into a full damage build like he did last time with the Triforce, I think at some point it's gonna outscale the Mundo in the side lane, but that's asking for a lot, I think.
Xin Zhao Nocturne. The junglers so far. Now, what's the last pick this round from Desolate? So they're taking their time to think about it. I mean, I would just pick support here. You might just be able to walk in Brahma Morgana. There it is. Werepack locking into Gallia this time. Now you have that combo. You have the Jarvan, you have Gallia.
Yep.
The lock and knock them up. Anyway.
Yep, they actually opted to take it at exactly the same point that Desolate opted to pick it last game as well. It's a champion that always has utility, doesn't really have many terrible matchups except for maybe the TF. So we'll see maybe if Reinhardt can play a TF into it, do kind of the same thing.
Lucian, that's real. Those being those more mobile marksmen that would probably be a little safer against the Jarvan Gallia. Tarek was the previous ban from Desolate. I guess they don't want to play against Cosmic Radiance again. Jhin being the final ban from them.
Yeah.
Not just that, or like what I would say though is that if you Nocturne ult before Galio ults, or like, then you can neutralize Galio's. Kaisa. Pick.
Yeah, and that was actually the pick, the Kaisa, that Desolate chose to forgo in terms of the first ban phase.
Yeah.
They opted for the Graves instead, and they actually forgot about it in the second ban phase, it looks like. So it's going to get through. Astros has shown he's very, very strong on the champion. We'll see what he can do with it.
Caitlyn. I understand Caitlyn being the pick in Kaisa's short range. Caitlyn really has the pressure to Kaisa if they want that advantage.
Yeah.
Just because Kaisa just scales so well with her items, whereas Caitlyn actually just needs to get to late game for the most part. Orianna is up. And it will be the pick for Desolate.
And Caitlyn is actually the pick that past teams have used to break down Desolate's bot lanes, so I like the fact that the Rhino is branching out a little bit, playing champions that he's, now retroactively learning is strong in the lane and can potentially pressure this Kaisa. I'm liking what Desolate have done here.
Yeah, the Braum, Kaisa Braum is a pretty strong bot lane for Spell Chat, but maybe with, and as you can see, Rhino is running TP where Astros is heal. What I will say though is that if you get a good Black Shield, it can really, really mess with what the composition wants to do here, especially because it's going to be a little hard for them to break a Black Shield, or for Spell Chat to break a Black Shield with a few points in it, because the largest amounts of magic damage are going to come from Kaisa and Galio, which means that hard CC might not quite be there initially.
Yep. I think if Caitlyn plays it right, she should always be dancing outside of range of the Braum in the team fights. So the extra range that she gets is going to be critical if she uses it well. Yeah, I think again, like last game, it's going to come down to how well the early game goes for each team, and whether or not Blazing Hot can hold his own in top lane.
Blazing Hot can definitely, I think, hold his own in a 1v1. But that's just not how the fights have, or that's just not how top lane has been playing out.
Yeah, that's just not the reality of top lane really at the moment. Like, you have to expect that there's going to be jungle interaction up there, so he has to respect the ganks coming in potentially from Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao's also a champion that should have a small pace advantage in the early game in terms of clearing, and his ganks will be better than Nocturne before 6.
Yeah, since I can definitely get those ganks off, like you said. But would you think that Xin Zhao would try to focus down Mundo?
Given the potent early damage from Jarvan, I think it's not like something you can put past him. Yeah, not something you can ignore. So you just have to be cognizant that he can gank you, and Jarvan's gonna have a lot of follow-up damage.
I think it's kind of interesting that Orianna takes cleanse here. Because there's only 2 things I can see cleanse working on, which is the taunt and the taunt from Galio and the stun from Braum.
Yeah, Xin Zhao has a slow as well. So.
Yeah, but is that like with the slows, right? And those limited stuns, would you say that warrants taking cleanse?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like the reason that TF died last game was because Galio was able to flash taunt onto him, and if you're always afraid of that, then you're gonna have to like stand like way farther back. And essentially, when Galio taunt flashes onto Oriana, she's at least gonna have a chance to cleanse flash away.
Mm-hmm.
So it might diminish Galio's ability to waste the flash onto her because he knows that he's just gonna get cleansed. Um, so I think it's fair enough.
Well, I mean, as we head into our final game, I guess Nocturne can be a ball delivery for Oriana in some cases,
Yeah, certainly.
but I think I might like the composition from Spell Chat more than the composition from Desolate here. And there's another DC, so get to wait a little bit longer before the game actually starts.
Yeah, in terms of composition, I don't think I really prefer one over the other. Other than that, I prefer seeing the Caitlyn out of Desolate because they'll be able to take advantage of that early range advantage and potentially take over the lane, which is, like I said earlier, going to be really, really important for them to take over lane dominance early on.
Yeah, I mean, Caitlyn Morgana just being high pressure, long range bottom lane. Find the Dark Binding with Morgana, it's absolutely a very easy trap for Caitlyn.
Yeah, and in terms of like strengths and weaknesses for Spell at Chat's comp, I think they're definitely more of a scaling comp this time, with the exception of the top side of the map. So it will be up to Gasp and Mango Ray to kind of hold down the fort in the early game as they wait for their Kaisa to scale up. And hopefully it's their hope that she'll eventually surpass Caitlyn in terms of DPS.
And but that point happens for Kaisa when she gets, what, 2 items? I would say.
Well, arguably it should maybe never happen just because of how risky it is for her to walk forward against the Morgana and the Caitlyn, but I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. It's not necessarily that it's any specific point, I think, that she surpasses Caitlyn, but it's just like how the fights will play out.
Well, I might have meant like radical DPS vacuum. Like let's say they're both shooting like target dummies in practice pool.
Oh, I see. I don't know really. If they're like at even gold value, I think it's probably somewhere around 2 items. But I don't know.
I mean, it'll be interesting because I think that taking TP here means that Rhino can play aggressive and just shove in really hard, or even if they do somehow get shoved in, it's not that bad. Whereas Astra's taking heal, yes, it can work out if there is a fight, but it's hard to find and engage onto a case.
Yep.
But honestly, I don't really think the bot lane's been very much of an issue for Desolate series so far.
Yeah, not like it has been in past series for sure. It's just
I would say that the bot lane of Desolate has been really solid.
Yeah, it's just that this time they need to take advantage of the early game, like we've been saying,
Yeah.
which I
So
think they
5-man stack here
should be able to
from
do.
Fellow Chat seeking out. It looks like they get spotted, which means that you see Afro move in here on the blue side.
Yeah, I wonder
Maybe
I wonder
they
who's
skip the ward down.
I wonder who's directed this from the side of Spell Chat, because it seems like they've over the course of this series put a lot of emphasis on getting vision of topside, and it seems like they want to do that again, make sure that Mango Ray is has all the information that he can possibly get. And I wonder why they've all opted into this decision, because it's gonna alert Desolate of the fact that Gasp is actually starting blue buff. It's essentially just a trade of vision for vision, but I think ultimately it actually benefits Desolate more here, because they want to have all the vision possible, and you're not really going to be afraid too much of a Nocturne gank at level 3, for example.
Yeah, you're true. That's very true.
So
A little bit early trading go.
Yeah, both teams with full knowledge of where the junglers are starting. They're going to know that they're both on bot side right now.
I mean, I guess the real big question is, how are both of use it? As you can see, Xin Zhao actually big one up as he runs straight to his buff, whereas Nocturne paths bot side river looking for the Scuttle Crab, and he does walk over the ward there in the Pixel Bro.
That's true. So Xin Zhao can
Gasp
maybe
is topside.
Yeah, Xin Zhao can maybe counter jungle a bit here.
Yeah, he still has the ward on the blue buff. Looks like he's on the Scuttle Crab, as Overrate looks to be pathing towards his own blue. And if it goes that way, they might run into each other here, and it looks like they will. Gasp is 3, Overrate's only 2. There it is. Overrate, I think you need to flash out a little bit earlier if you're going to try to fight, no?
Yeah,
There's a response from the top laners as Blazing Hot and Mango Ray respond. I think Overrate should just leave this.
Yep.
Now the mid laners are here too.
It's a really bad fight for Desolate.
Yeah. I think you just let it go. Like, there's no reason to fight over it. But it looks like the bottom lane of Desolate doing exactly what you mentioned, trying to pressure the Kai'Sa out. Gasp. Looking for an engage onto Blazing Hot. Finds it. The damage going. Red buff ticking down. Mango Ray has no flag and drag, but there's the response from Overrate and Reinhardt. First blood goes over to Gasp as he flashes over the wall to safety. Mango Ray in a little bit of a bad spot because there's nowhere he can run. He has no flash as well. Overrate looks to get the kill. Mango Ray re-engage combo. And there's the flash over the wall from Werepack to get the kill. TP coming in through for Blazing Hot, but I don't think it's going to get anything done, because Werepack wants to keep pressuring Reinhardt from backing here. Really well played from Spell Chat.
Yep. Well played from Spell Chat. They're definitely playing towards their win conditions here with their early top lane advantages. And a bit disappointing from Overrate, given that he knew where he knew where the Xin Zhao started, so he could have used that information to inform his route a bit more and avoid the Xin Zhao, but he ends up walking into him anyway.
I mean, I feel like the best option at that point to avoid the Xin Zhao might have been buff to buff, and then to Wolf Camp.
Yeah, for sure.
But bottom lane for Desolate, just trying to push this advantage that they have in terms of the range, in terms of the damage. But, getting that gold early, you can see that Jarvan has 3 longswords. Maybe looking for that lethality build.
Yeah, it's possible. But this game, it's not
But
going
more
to be...
likely looking for the Hydra, I'd say.
Yeah, I think so.
Ooh, those snap traps just barely missing. Rhino taking a lot of damage. But he has TP, which means he'll probably back here. Or back soon, hopefully. You don't want
Yeah.
to be in a bit of an awkward position here.
I'd like to see that too.
Gasp gets caught up by the ward. EQ combo coming over for Mango Ray. Means that Overrate's going to have to run out here. Reinhardt gets taunted up, but Werepak's in tower range tanks 1 or 2 turret shots. It looks like Overrate's getting really pressured this game.
Yeah, he's very fortunate to get out of that situation too, because he wasn't able to spell shield the knockup. Just spell shielding some damage off the Zinja.
Mango Ray seems very, very comfortable on this Jarvan. And so much so that he's just going for those EQ combos despite being rather low on mana.
Yeah, it looks like he's just trying to shove out the lane here, try to get it under tower so he can recall, but he's not quite able to do it. He's still level 5. Overrate getting some vision here of bot lane river, which is nice for his mid laner. It's gonna see that.
But what all that time out of lane does do against the Blazing Hawk to hit 6 early. Or earlier, rather.
Yeah, true.
Blazing Hawk clearing out the ward. Werepack clearing out the ward. Ward.
Yeah, a lot bigger emphasis this game on vision, which is nice to see. Seemed like the earlier games were just a bit of a
Bloodbath. Yeah, I mean, like before, last game, I think it was like 6 kills in 7 minutes. First game, just tons of kills. Here, 7 minutes in, only 2 kills. The aggression seems to have been a little bit more curbed.
Orianna not doing so well in terms of CSing, as we can see here. She's down about 8 CS.
Yeah, that's just a bit over a full wave.
But
whereas the Caitlyn is succeeding pretty well.
Yeah, she's doing very well.
I mean, I think the biggest deficit... I don't know, the biggest deficit's actually in mid lane with the kill gold and the CS differential.
Nocturne 6 here.
Afro looking for a bind. Forces the flash from D3L. There's the Nocturne Paranoia, goes onto the Kai'Sa, almost gets the fear off to proc. But now it's Afro that moves a little far forward, but Caitlyn gets the combo, double headshot onto D3L. Blazing Hot, looking for a bit of a trade here. Comes of it. There's the command Shockwave to pull Gas back in. He uses the Crescent Guard to make sure no damage comes through. Now, there's the ultimate coming in from the Galio. A bit of a late response, but I don't think they can do anything against Kai'Sa. The Kai'Sa goes down, but Xin Zhao is able to heal up as well with the red buff. And his own passive. Double kill for Gasp. Leaving everyone breathless. Anyway. Now here in top lane, that looks like it's almost Blazing Hot forced to pop the sadism ultimate stopwatch to keep himself alive. Yeah, it looks like Spell Chat's in complete control of this game right now.
Yeah, that was a perfect fight for Galio. He was licking his chops over the fact that he could get in there a little bit late. Everyone's on cooldown, overextending a little bit for the kill onto Astraeus. And that's sort of been Desolate's downfall the entire season. They've sort of forgotten what the possibilities are that could be their downfall, and they sometimes forget which champions are in the game.
Getting a little too caught up in the fights, get stuck in the moment.
Yep. See a TP coming out here from Jarvan to get back into mid lane here.
Looks like, yeah, I was going to say, it looks like Reinhardt and Overrate seem to be a bit pinched here as Reinhardt tries to run it out. The flash forward
from Gasp means he gets the kill, goes on a rampage. Astro's now looking for overrate. Hunt him down, the movement speed buff. Braum finds a stand behind me looking for the Q, looking for that winner's bite, but he won't find it as they turn their attention to the mid lane. But that also means the bot lane gets to shove in here in favor of Desolate. Maybe they're looking for that first tower. They are knocking and they get it. Unable to, or looks like the Kaisa, Braum, and the Galleon not quite good enough to take the tower. First tower, rather, but they get the return one. Looks like Blazing Hot's gonna fall here, dodges, flashes away from the slow, but like, I guess he wanted to try to get the return kill onto the Xin Zhao by staying? Kind of confused, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think that's ultimately a decent trade for both teams. Desolate's going to get this second turret here in bot lane, but Blazing Hot's going to sacrifice his life for it.
Yeah, I would say that's overall a good trade. They don't even get the tower in return in top lane. You want to get as much gold onto that cake because it looks like there's not much carry potential coming out from the rest of the team at the moment.
Xin Zhao, though, posing a problem for the side of Desolate. He's going to be very strong in the next few minutes.
Yeah, participated in 7 out of the team's 8 kills at the moment. Really substantial kill participation as Overate looks to find a little damage onto Werepack. But Werepack channels the taunt, means that Overate can't keep walking out, even if you do use the spell shield. So 2 towers to 1, favoring Desolate. They're about a 2k gold deficit, which isn't the worst feeling in the world. But what is a pretty bad feeling is those stacks getting popped on Mundo. Look at this patience from Werepack here. Just watching Overate do his red buff. Doesn't he ends up stealing it? Man, that is a great amount of patience from Werepack to both steal the red buff and force the flash from knocked situation. But you see the bottom lane gets swapped up to top here for Desolate as they look to shove down the tower. But that also means that Spellchad gets to shove down the bottom lane tower in return. Top lane tower here for Spellchad, pretty healthy, which means they can't quite take it. Blazing Hot pops a sadism. Astraeus doesn't find the 4th shot, doesn't find that proc of the passive. Kaisa, Plasma. Werepack looking for a taunt, doesn't find it. Taking a lot of damage from the Caitlyn. I don't think Blazing Hot can properly defend against this though. Orianna and Reinhardt and Overate look to be doing the Rift Herald as they give up the bottom lane, 2nd tier tower. TP from Werepack looks to fun. There it is. Jarvan EQs forward. Heroic entrance coming in from the Gallia, but there's still the Black Shield. Nocturne pops the Paranoia, looks to get onto the Jarvan as now the Gallia gets rooted up by the Dark Binding down to the Joe. 5-man party for Desolate here.
Yeah, and
looks like they want to get a tower, but you see Gasp in the mid lane pushing down the tower as well. I think, yeah, that's going to be tower for them. I mean, I guess on the other side of it, you see that Desolate still has their Rift Herald, but they're going to have to get a really good use out of it.
Yep. It was just in general a better use of tempo from Spellchat there to get both turrets in the bot lane and then transition to a mid lane turret, while Desolate took a very long time to complete that Rift Herald buff. Not
only was it a long time to get the Rift Herald, but Jarvan and Mundo also staying alive for so long. Jarvan Galio. Being able to clear, stay alive, means that there was just no real response from Desolate.
I wouldn't say it was so much to the fact that they stayed alive so long. I think it's it was actually a botched play from those two to stay as long as they did in top lane, trying to defend it, when they could have been, farming another wave somewhere or potentially helping Xin Zhao push down mid lane while Desolate made the big error of taking about a minute to do the Rift Herald because it had just
Yeah.
spawned and
Oh, was it? Was it
Yeah.
a freshly spawned Herald?
it
Well,
was
here's the
about
Herald
1 minute
pop
in.
from Desolate here. Maybe they get the tower here before the Herald jumps into it, which means they can get a lot of damage down to walk
Yeah,
it
they
to
should
that
stay
mid-tier.
here. They should protect her.
Looks like they're not quite. Okay, now they are committing to protect Shelly.
They're pretty timid
She
though.
makes her way down. And slam into it. There you go. Get about half the tower down.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're just I think they're rightfully afraid of Jarvan. Just finding a really good engage.
Yeah. They're correct to back away there, but again, that Rift Herald is very underwhelming given what they sacrificed for it.
Yeah, that's true. Because when you consider the fact that they just pushed the mid lane tower down on them, the only hit they got from the Rift Herald was to get half of the mid lane in their tower down, which feels pretty bad.
Yeah, it feels bad, man.
Mango Ray walking around, looking to clear the wave here. Well, Spell Chat actually hasn't extended their lead by a lot from what it was. It's roughly 3K. Earlier it's roughly 2K. Let's just see if they can play this lead out. Because, like you said, scaling composition, for the most part, let's look at the build for the Gallia here. Has the Roa, might be transitioning into tanky stats after this row has been completed. But I mean, yeah, it's just going to becomes more oriented to Kaisa as the game goes on. Whereas the composition here with Caitlyn, I think Orianna's going to be able to do a lot of damage. What Caitlyn has her Storm Razor completed, Kaisa has her Gwynsos completed. I can just get started on that Nashers with that dagger. Tori. As Spell Chat want to push this top lane down. I think it's a bit dangerous when you just see that they have 3 squishies. There's the Jarvan Gallia ultimate. Gas flashes forward, gets onto the Caitlyn. There's the Morgana ultimate, not going to get anything out. Nocturne tries to get the return kill, but there's absolutely nothing that Overweight can do as he gets just run down. As Reinhardt also makes quick on the retreat.
Yeah, the ideal fight there for Spell Chat, seeing the weakness of 3 squishies under the outer turret is exactly what they wanted. Generally not a very easy turret to defend all the way out there on an island, essentially, and Desolate get punished for staying out there.
Yeah. Well, Baron spawning in roughly 1 minute here. And it's 4 turrets to 5, soon to be 4 turrets to 6. Blazing Hot looking for the flank. TP coming through for Jarvan here as D3L getting taken really low. But now it's Rhino that's caught out of position as Blazing Hot also goes down. There's the taunt coming through. Werepack going to be taken down here momentarily.
Wow.
As the kills come through for Desolate.
Somehow Rhino staying alive there, really nice job, and Orianna as well. She didn't have Shockwave, but she did have...
I think the issue was that while Werepack got the taunt off, his team couldn't keep walking forward. They were getting brought so low.
Yeah.
The Braum was taken out of the fight by the Dark Binding into the Tormented Soil. I think Kaisa might have been out of mana. So the lead growing ever so slowly as the minutes pass by means that Spell Chat going to be able to look to snowball this lead, maybe with Baron, as the game goes on. But definitely threatening. Or at least Desolate's definitely still threatening with the Caitlyn with the Ana here.
Yeah, I mean, as we enter the mid game here, I think it's definitely Spell at Chat have the huge advantage. They're gonna have the vision advantage as well in the Baron pit. But if Desolate are patient enough, they should be able to wait for the Orianna to get a few more items and Caitlyn as well, and they should be able to have a chance here in late game team fights. It's just gonna be a very, very long time before they can get to that spot.
Well, Baron is spawned now. You see that Blazing Hot's in the bottom lane, has his TP up. Mango Ray here top. Mango Ray. EQ's over the wall. Looks to be getting out. I mean, I feel like if you're Desolate in this situation, you want to find the pick somehow. And you have the Morgana.
Uh-huh.
You want to find the pick and then somehow transition that. I think it's kind of weird that Astraeus and D3L are just sitting in the Baron pit here. Definitely looking for the pick. They find Afro onto it. Well, it looks like whatever that was, it worked. Overrate going a bit too far forward as the paranoia means that he dies. Now D3L dies to, I think, Airy from Reinhardt there. Rhino getting caught out. Command Shockwave a bit too late to keep made alive. Means that I think that you shouldn't be looking so hard for Blazing Hot here. I mean, yeah, you can get him, but just run towards Baron now.
Yeah, I agree. They do end up finishing off the kill, so he's not going to be a threat. But Overrate is going to respawn and look for a potential steal here. Overrate
He doesn't have ultimate though.
Yeah.
Like if they're taking a while to get going.
Overrate, though, not really prioritizing his life when the Baron is up is a massive oversight from him. Because it means that he's going to be out of position for any Baron potential steals.
Yeah, and as you can see, he's just clearing mid lane, which it's an easy, uncontested Baron for Spell at Chat.
Yeah, and I think in the future they're gonna have to look hard at you know when they start contesting vision like that without knowledge of where they are, they're gonna have to think about how they do that because it just doesn't work at the moment. But nicely done there by the bot lane of Spell at Chat to hide in the Baron pit there and do a little sneak attack.
Yeah, they forced the face chick to come through. Gallia ultimate was just absolutely in range there. And that's double mountain for gas paused a second ago and it's lagging. Paused. Interesting.
Interesting. Right before the fight starts, but let's see what happens here.
Okay, so I guess that's their way of saying Gasp tried to pause earlier, but it's lagging so hard that the pause just during now.
Oh.
Okay. For the king, Jarvan says as he walks away. Caitlyn has that rapid fire now. Rapid fire storm razors. Mango Ray, I don't think he can quite take that tower down. I mean, he is a strong and beefy boyish Jarvan. That tower, without the minion debuff.
Ooh,
Oh
gets
my.
rooted on his way in.
Not sure why they didn't just kill him there, but
Also, not sure why he even took that. He doesn't have Cataclysm up.
yeah, they could have killed him. He might
I
have,
think Desolate's a bit scared at the moment.
yeah. He would have at least had to burn flash.
Oh yeah. I think he just TP'd back in though. Yeah, he did. Afro looks for the ulti. Goes golden. Nocturne pops the paranoia, goes onto Kaisa, not good enough. As the entire team of Desolate seems to be falling apart here. Now Rhino, Rhino barely staying alive? Hello? Oh, instant taunt. There we go. Yeah, the only person left standing is Blazing Hot, as Overrate has left the game already.
Yep. He knows the inevitable is already here.
Yeah, and that is game for Spell Chat, coming back from the 1-game deficit to 2-0 or to 2-1 Desolate. I'd say really well played from both sides for the most part. An ultimate issue I would say really came from this top, or from the pressure on the top side of the map, especially this game. Like Blazing Hot getting pressured, Overrate seriously pressured. As you can see here, 9-0-10 for Gasp. 19 out of 20 kill participation. Not too shabby, to say the least. And yeah, Gasp totally outclassed in terms of damage, doing 17k, more than anyone else on this. Hello?
I'm just trying to drag Mango up here.
Ah, okay.
Hello? Wait,
Oh,
Yo, what's
wait.
up?
wait, what happened? Wait, did I get banned again? Oh shit!
what?
Oh wait!
You're under
Gosh, did you
arrest.
think you got banned?
Yikes! I thought I got banned from the Discord.
Why would you get banned after a game?
Um,
I mean, were you doing something in game that we know about?
I might have started spamming something.
Okay,
Hello, gamers.
so we'll put that under review after you're. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Welcome,
Okay.
gamer.
Hello, gamers. So what's poppin', boys?
You and your team popping
Yeah.
off.
Oh no, the first game, the only thing that was popping was me verbally abusing my team.
Oh, well, okay. Well then, don't do that.
Okay, so hello.
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 So talk to us about the Jarvan pick. How do you feel like that went?
Oh, okay. So little. I don't know if you guys remember, or if any of you guys were here for season 3. J4 was like my comfort pick because he was so busted.
Yeah, I remember.
And then, Night of the Zed, my homeboy was like, "Hey, did you know China and EULCS are bringing back J4 top of Galio?" And that's all I needed to hear to start playing him again. That was like my first claim playing J4 in like 2 months ago. How about that,
Yeah,
Chan?
I even think that J4 Top was played in NALCS this weekend. Like,
Was he?
yeah.
Oh, I don't
I'm
even
not
watch,
sure
bro.
I'm not even sure if it won. I just know that it was played.
And plus, I know like that guy was never gonna take advantage of me EQing on top of him since like
Yeah,
the second game
we
he's playing Renekton.
We just constantly saw you EQ over and over on that.
Yeah, like So when you're going against J4 early, and since Scuttlecrab is so important and you have a Graves, why don't you get your Fury, get in between the melee and the mage, Q, and get lane priority for your jungler? He never did that, and he would try to fight me instead when J4's level 3 and 2 is so much stronger just because of the EQ's like flat damage is like 50 on magic if you land it, and the Q's already like 70 plus the passive just got buffed. And grasp, it's just insane. Like, he did not know how to play that matchup at all. That guy needs to go back to the jungle.
Oof. Well then, pretty strong words, to say the least. Well, with this win in your match, despite it going to 3 games, Spellchat remains undefeated.
Yo,
So
if I lost that
congratulations.
game, Gothboy Click was gonna flame me so hard and I'd have cried.
I mean, are you sure that Gothboy Click just wouldn't have flamed you anyway?
They're probably gonna flame us anyway just for dropping a game.
So I guess at that point you would put yourselves in Gothboy Click all the way at the top.
Oh, I was ready to. Yeah, like Gothboy Click, Eat Street, and maybe Vortex are like the only good teams. Every other team, like, I would say the only reason we lost so hard the first game is if you heard the comms. Oh, we weren't even playing together. It was just us flaming each other. But then we were like, wait, team, we're friends. So it worked out because game 2 we all cleared mental. We started playing good together. It felt good. I think what happened is just since we don't play together at all anymore, we just had to get that rust off, you know? Get that,
Just had to remind yourselves that you had the power of friendship.
Yeah, like we just pulled out our Pokemon. I was Ash Ketchum. The Kindred pick was the broken Pokeball that I wish was never used.
Oh
You know,
god.
that stuff.
The Kindred did pretty well in the second game, right?
Yeah, just playing of Kindred. I feel like Gasp, like he loves saying Kindred's busted, but I just feel with our playstyle, since the only reason I picked CC is because it helps with Kindred. In Japan, our jungle sub was flaming us for not going CC if Kindred. But our playstyle is so much better if just an aggressive jungler like Zinzao, Graves, something that doesn't require too much CC.
Yeah, it definitely seemed to work out really well for you guys.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the matches as a narrative, it was more and more control from you guys.
Yeah. Can we also talk about how my bot lane popped off that second game in the last team fight? Where you got the Conjure kill?
In the last team fight, sure. Your bot lane also got first blooded in the first game.
Hey bro, it'd be like that. Did you see me? Did you see how many Qs I missed from tower diving? That was the second game I played Mundo, yeah. I was like,
okay.
I DM'd Nathan before the game. I was like, hey, can I play Mundo? I want to learn him.
Oh, okay, so you're pulling a Meteos how to play a champ. Okay.
Oh yeah. I really wanted to try him out. It looked fun. And I just got the new corporate skin.
Okay. Well then. I believe that this was the final match for week 6, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yep.
So does that mean Spellchat's sitting at the top at 6-0?
Yep. And we get to play against the good teams finally. Holy, you ever been at the dump and just keep on searching through garbage until you find something cool? That's how these first 6 weeks have been. Like, I think there's only one team I actually enjoy playing versus, and it's Vortex, because I love all of them with my heart.
Well, looking at your remaining schedule,
It's Gothboy Click,
it's Gothboy
Twitch.tv,
Click,
and
yeah.
something, and IRL. Like those. See, I don't know anybody on IRL except Vaughn and Nahor, I like them. And Gothboy Click, they're just the Brodies, right? Yeet Street, they're the Brodies. Besides you, T-Crank, I hope you remember that one time you made us wait 2 hours for a scrim, then dip on us for IRL. I remember that.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, so, as you said, it's the good teams. It's the teams that all seem to be at the top of the bracket. The ones that are the ones to beat, so to speak.
Yeah. I feel like, in all honesty, if we don't play together, like start scrimming, we're probably just gonna get dog stomped by those teams. It feels bad, man.
Hey, that's why it's the best of 3. So you
Yeah,
can
I'm so
adjust.
happy about that change. Holy, like when you go even, like that's nothing has tilted me more in P Cup is when you lose one and win one, and you just look at your win ratio and you're like, that's a tie up there.
Yep, a call back to this season 3, I think, best of 2s.
That was disgusting.
Oh, this was best of 2?
Yeah, we used to do best of 2.
Oh my
Oh, wait.
god.
I just got some insider info. We're playing against Hashlinger next game. I can't lose versus them because Chef Puff needs to stay in debt.
You're playing against Hash, then Twitch.tv, then Gothboy Click.
Yeah, the only good person on their team is, like on Hash, is their ADC. Everybody else is pretty yikes. Trashburger and Carry Wall.
Okay, so I mean,
I think their jungler's pretty good.
Who's their jungler?
Dax Reaper.
I don't even know who that is, so I'm not gonna even give him anything.
Okay.
Okay. So, like, given what you're saying, I guess it's pretty easy to say that you can definitely see yourself all the way at the top there. So, if you had to say, like, as it comes down to it, in the finals, who do you see being there with you playing for that?
With us?
Yeah,
You
since
went
you
honest?
already see yourself at the top.
Oh no, like I don't. I see us in the top as if we start playing together again, and like we don't do troll comps. Like if you look at the first 3 comps or the first 2, those are the most hot dog shit comps I've ever seen in my entire
I mean,
life.
are you saying that you're not going to do this?
If we keep on playing like this, we're literally gonna get dog stomped by all the top
Okay.
3 games.
Okay, so like
But if
assume
we play like the third game again, because you saw how well we just destroyed Overrate as a team. Like we
Yeah.
never let them get camps. We fought over everything. If we continue to play like that, and we listen, like if we play as a team, we're going to beat everybody easily because we already have better mechanics. I would say maybe like certain teams have better mechanics in certain roles. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get flamed by anybody. You know what I mean? But yeah, if we play like the third game, we'll win every game. But if we play like the second game, every game's going to be super iffy. But I see the only other team that I actually want and also thankful is Gothboy Click because I love Twitch, but they're just like a worse version of Gothboy Click.
They are worse. Well, that's quite the statement. I mean, I won't say if that's true or false, given that I've watched so many of their games. But
But it's also coming from someone that doesn't even watch. If I'm just going off from like what I've seen.
well, okay. I watch the games that I cast. 'Cause I watch them, but I've also casted a lot of games.
I think you're one of my favorite. Like, wait, is there? Who else is it? Oh wait, you're the caster I like. Wait a minute, yeah.
Oh wait, you actually like me? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no,
there's,
that's
all these
actually so
other-
nice.
There's all these other hot dog water casters. Like, have you ever been casted by Yangsu?
No, I've never.
You don't want that.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
All right. Well, this has been a illuminating interview as always, sir.
Oh, can I shout out some people?
Yes,
yeah,
of course.
Okay, I want to shout out Zed, Nathan for handling my tilt the first game, Wordpack, I love you, you're my butt buddy, Hiccup 1357, Fugnugly, DTS, their bot lane, Twitch.tv, like just the top 3 teams, and Candidate for not killing himself from how toxic I've been. Love you guys.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for joining us, everyone, on Prophecy Cup. We're gonna head out now.
Bye,
Good
cubes.
night.
I'm gonna go beat my meat.
All right. Have a good one,
Okay.
guys.
Have a good one.